guys, welcome back to Weekly Reads. Hello, hi. If you are new here or this is the first time looking at this video, then I am Jyotsna from this channel which is called Jyotsna's Bookscapades, and I basically make a lot of book related videos on this channel, so do go ahead and check them out. And if you're interested and if you like them, do consider liking, subscribing and commenting, because I kind of reply to all the comments out there. And that being said, let's get to our weekly reads, which is super exciting. Okay, I did have like a good reading week. I am kind of getting out of my non-fiction abyss right now, because as you know, last week I was reading only non-fiction and I was going a bit crazy because of that. I was loving it, but I was also going crazy. And if you do not know, again, if you're here for the first time, I tend to read a lot of political and historical non-fiction. I also read a lot of contemporary and literary fiction. So yeah, I mean, if you want recommendations, you can go and check out my videos, other than this one, of course, because weekly reads is where I typically sit down and tell you about what am I reading currently and how has my reading week been. So let me start off with the book that I finished last week, and I only finished one book last week, and that is All About Love by Bell Hooks. Now, one thing that I did not realize that was pointed out to me on my Instagram review of this book was that Bell Hooks always wanted her name to be spelled like Bell Hooks is not her real name; it's her pen name, by the way. If you do not know, you can Google it. And she always wanted her name to be spelled in all small, so it's not like the B and the H should be capital. Like the B and the H are like small, basically. And that was like a very good, I would say, trivia for me, because I never knew that. So yeah, that's very interesting. But basically this book did make me relive through a lot of trauma. This book talks about love, it talks about the absence of love, and it talks about all the kinds of love that you will encounter in your life, from your childhood where you encounter the love of your parents till adulthood where you have some kind of life partner coming into your life. The book is pretty surreal. If you're someone who likes to have like deep thoughts about these I would say emotions, and you like to read in deep about things in general, especially when it comes to something on the spiritual realm, or I would say sociological realm, then maybe this is the correct book for you. Bell Hooks is a phenomenal author, of course, and she's done a lot of like I like the way she thinks, and that's what I like about the book. I was not liking it initially because it was making me relive a lot of my trauma, but then after that I realized that yeah, maybe like I'm getting to learn something from this book, and I did learn a lot of things from the book, which is nice. I mean, not a lot of things, but yeah, quite a few things for sure. And I think that's why I recommend it. I mean, if you're someone who's reading it currently, then I would say that take your time with it. Don't rush into it, because you kind of realize a lot of things that are wrong with the society when you're reading this book, like specifically. Okay, so yeah, that's that. By the way, this was like read as a part of the consciousness raising book club, and I did I think we'll have discussion like next month for this one. So yeah, that's that. And let's get to the books that I'm reading currently. So the first book that I'm like 59-60% done with, and I want to finish it this week itself, this is not going into February, and that is this one, The Ivory Throne by Manu S. Pillai, The Chronicles of the House of Travancore. Feminist read, talks about the matrilineal system in the House of Travancore, and it's a huge ass book. So I have like two bookmarks, one for my notes and one for where am I in the book. So basically I have this much like pending to be read, and that's like about 226 pages. But let me just tell you, this book is brilliant. Okay, the amount of time that Manu S. Pillai has actually like put into the book is 6 years to research it, to form all his notes, and finally he's written this book, and I absolutely am enamored by it. Okay, and the reason is because when you have a very well researched non-fiction, it's a treat, it's a delight to read for sure. Okay, so yes, highly recommended considering you like historical non-fiction. If you do not like historical non-fiction, then I don't suggest you read it, because it is a huge book and you really need to like history to enjoy this read. Okay, and that being said, the next book that I'm reading, oh, there are dogs barking outside, and recently I got to know it's because of the territory wars that they actually keep barking like this. Talking about the next book that I'm reading currently, it is this one. This is a group read that I am hosting. Yes, I know I am hosting a group read. It's called Coming Out as Dalit by Yashika Dutt, which won the Yuva Sahitya Akademi Award in 2020. It talks about Yashika Dutt. It's a memoir of sorts, which talks about how, she actually was in the closet about being a Dalit, and although her surname is Dutt, it's like her grandfather who changed their surname because of some incident that had happened because he was from a Dalit family. And it talks about the discrimination, and it's a very educatory read. Of course, it's eye opening as well, and if you've never read Dalit lit before, I think it's a very good place to start because it kind of tackles the modern question of do Dalits still face discrimination or not. And I absolutely like the way Rashika writes. She kind of writes in a very straightforward, strong woman manner, which I absolutely appreciate a lot. So, that's that. And that being said, the next book that I'm reading currently is The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir. I actually googled how to pronounce her name, but I still couldn't get my head around the pronunciation. But let me tell you, she was a feminist author. This is a feminist book, and it talks about how women have always been the second sex and how men have been the first sex, right? And the part where I'm at, because I'm literally at the start of the book, I'm not done much progress because I'm reading other books right now, and this book kind of typically talks about where I am at currently. It's basically about how religion kind of puts women down, be it Adam and Eve or other religious texts where women are considered not to be so important, and it's the men who kind of say that, okay, you know what, you're not that important. So you get my point. God is a man, that kind of a situation, and I absolutely love it. It's very, very informative. It's very, very enlightening as well. So if you're someone who is a budding feminist, then you should read it. I'm a feminist, but I do have my ideas and things like that, and this book is just confirming them. So absolutely love it. And even I think men should read this book to understand feminism and what the second sex is in general. So yeah, that's that. And the last book that I'm reading currently is actually a fiction, because I got so mad reading non-fiction last week. I decided I needed a fiction book, and I'm surprisingly reading fantasy. Yes, I know. And Shruti and Sonali are making me do this. Yes, okay, because the Book Bound Book Club, I hope that's what the book club's called. I'm sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly. They are basically going to be discussing Six of Crows, and so I'm reading Six of Crows. As you can see, I'm reading Six of Crows, and they're going to be discussing Cricket Kingdom and Six of Crows in the end of February, which is actually interesting and which is very nice. And I've always wanted to read this book because it's a huge thing on YouTube, and I was shying away from reading it because my thing with hyped up books, because I really dislike hyped up books in general because they've disappointed me. One of the best examples in this same genre is Cassie Clare. Her book has incest, and that just really put me off. And you get my point. I mean, my hopes with this book are kind of low, because I'm not sure if I like it or not. I'm treading in very carefully. I'm still on the second chapter, and even Harshpreet is reading this along with me, by the way. Thank you, Harshpreet. But and she's rereading it. My bad, okay, because she loves this book so much. So I have my hopes high. Okay, I have my hopes high. I know that, okay, fine. Maybe I like this book, maybe I'll not like this book, but I'm ready to give it a try. And the only reason I actually decided to pick it up at this point of time, especially in the end of Jan, was because I was going crazy. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's a very good reading experience for me, and I hope I be like this whole Lee Bardugo fangirl. I think that's the author's name. But yeah, I mean, I am very much looking forward to it, and I'm very much looking forward to what is so special about this book. Okay, so yeah, that's that. And that being said, yes, that's it for this video. Before I go, wishing you all a very, very happy Republic Day. Thank you so much for watching. I am very, very happy that you decided to tune in on such, an important day to my video. So yes, much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.